Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. And this video is going to be a little bit more on the somewhat slightly serious more topic when it comes to kind of some dangerous things we've actually been seeing all throughout the community itself. Now, thankfully, this is a little bit more of an isolated incident and nothing super crazy. And usually most of the time we've been seeing a lot of kind of like more on the wholesome side, safe side, etc. But we actually had a little bit of a bad story one of my subscribers actually told me about earlier on today, where there's actually kind of a big fight and kind of like a PS5 scalper trying to go and steal stuff. And I just want to always kind of give you guys that kind of little extra nudge to always just be a little bit more on the careful side when it comes to dealing with consoles, expensive electronics, and overall just the general life lesson to always just be a little bit more careful, especially when you guys are trying to go and buy things or on launch days or in kind of sitting in lines or whatever it is. So just please be a little bit more careful. So we have a few things to go talk about, kind of a little bit of a reminder too as well for restocks, and as well, it's just not fun. So please stay safe out there. And every single time I make these types of videos, it always kind of makes me somewhat on the sadder side, because after all of this time, you would think that we can finally kind of move off of like this, but bad people are going to be bad people, and thankfully a large majority of this restock is going pretty chill and pretty normal, so it's not like end all be all, but I just want you guys to always be careful. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on before we dive in the video itself, as well keep on checking on those Samsung links down below. With Samsung SSDs for the PS5, I highly recommend. Same too as well with the phone, with the $50 gift card too. Amazon links as well, as we're waiting for the Amazon drop to happen sometime in the near future. Twitter and Twitch stream as well, link down below. And sign up for Weeble, sign up for Coinbase, get that free money, and let's go diving into it. So like I said, I'm going to kind of go just kind of paraphrase up a little bit of the stuff over here and kind of give you guys the general story that happened. But one of our subscribers that kind of knew about the news, about like the big GameStop walk-in event that's going on as of literally today. Reminder, you guys can probably go check my earlier video. I'll probably cover it up later on throughout this video, that we basically know that you have a lot of chances to get some GameStop stock for it. But this is actually kind of a scary situation. So it could be a combination. I'm probably just maybe putting the titles like a PS5 scalper, because realistically, if someone's trying to go and steal it, they probably either want to go keep it for themselves, or more realistically, probably want to go and just resell it. So I'll probably just call it a scalper just on that end. But someone actually went in the New York stores. They were trying to go get their console. So as you guys know, GameStop is doing a walk-in event as of today. Although the stock did kind of seem a little bit more on the smaller side. Stock numbers for me, at least in my opinion, I've kind of been hearing smaller numbers from either from 5 to even 20. We'll kind of maybe do another video on that later on throughout tonight. But the stock numbers aren't looking like they're the crazy 50, 60, 70 consoles that we sometimes saw around the holiday era, around like the Christmas and Thanksgiving time, where those walk-in events had huge, massive stock. So what actually happened? One of my subscribers who's over in the New York area actually saw and witnessed this, or their store. They actually had a few people lining up for the store opening, which is usually usual. People that are still in like those very high population areas, like in the middle of the city and stuff like that. There's usually a lot more folks. You have a higher population of like, say, 100,000 people for one store versus, say, like in the middle of South Dakota, you have maybe like 20,000. And even then, like some people they just go and tend their cows. You know what I mean? So for that, they were waiting up in line. The line was actually slightly bigger than expected. I think they had around it looked like it was like 15 or so people. And then when people were actually getting out their consoles, some folks are kind of just being nice and chilling. They're happy they got their console. Talk about it took a while to go get their consoles, how it's kind of a BIT to go and get everything, how they're happy they finally got one. They get to go finally check out cool games like Spider-Man, talk about Horizon. There's the usual good nerd culture that's wholesome and doesn't involve anything scary. But then with this, when all the store actually apparently went out of stock, because the stock actually apparently had enough folks in the line already that were able to go get their consoles, they then had a group of people. They said it was 3 different people out there that when someone tried to walk out with their bags themselves, they kind of talked on them, and they everyone was kind of seeing this was like a big enough group of folks out there trying to get their consoles. And then they kind of get to get a little bit closer, and the person definitely kind of seemed like a little bit more on the uneasy side as they're holding their bag, because they have like a $700 purchase, because these consoles are with the bundles and the games, and they're like, their little bag so they can go and carry it. And then after all that went and happened, they had one of the folks in that group of 3 go and try to grab the actual bag itself, try to go and run, and at the same time, all 3 of them try to go and book it. So, first and foremost, please be careful. Let me go kind of note a few things on this. We are still kind of seeing the sketchy behavior, and now, thankfully, we've had a lot of folks out here. We've had like thousands probably at this point, because there's been quite a few GameStop walk-in events in various areas and different stock numbers that have gone swimmingly. And there's always that one bad apple and that one bad group that happens everywhere. I don't think it's a representation of gaming. I don't think it's a representation of anyone else, but please be careful. So thankfully, at the end of that stuff, people were kind of calling him on there too as well. I think someone called the cops, and basically the cops had a chance to go and find him because they're literally carrying a GameStop bag. And I think it was just kind of like a right place at the right time. And they were thankfully able to go get all their stuff because they had the receipt. Apparently, the person had to go and show the receipt to the cop, and the game store manager was like, yeah, we saw this person in the store. They had the receipt. That was the same person. They had the credit card number and their wallet, etc. And obviously, the folks that were over in the group didn't have that. So I believe I'm not like the full on. I mean, obviously wasn't there in the first place. Just kind of a story that was told to me from one of my subscribers and sent me an email for it. But it kind of goes to show that we've seen this stuff already. Like, we've covered a few videos on the channel where some folks out there will literally go and try to rob someone or try to buy it on a third-party marketplace or on Facebook or whatever, and then obviously they don't bring cash. They bring a bunch of friends, and you guys can probably go and assume what happens next. It's a little bit more on the, I'd say, ballsy side when it comes to this, where it's outside a GameStop store, because they know there's other people around, and there's, I mean, obviously employees too, in the middle of the city, and it's like, people obviously try to rob people or try to go and, get stuff in general. It happens. It's just how the world is. Some people, they're desperate, or some people are just, jealous, or some people want to resell stuff. It's just, it's just how the world is. But it's always said to go and see when it's a gaming event, and you probably go and have, even probably for some locations, having kids out there and stuff like that too. I don't think there's any kids at this store itself, but when it comes to this, it's always just a scary situation where people are literally just, they want money. You have an expensive in-demand item. They go and flip very easy on third market. You can probably literally go and sell without a receipt too as well. And so, I mean, if someone has a chance to go and try to go and yoink you out of like $600 if you sell it on Facebook, even for all your boys, that's an extra $200 right there if you guys don't get caught. So basically, the moral of the story is someone tried to yoink it. Thankfully, they didn't end up getting caught. And I think there was a little bit of a tussle too as well, obviously, when they were trying to go get the box itself, because then no one's going to be like, oh yeah, here you go, little, my homie, what random guy ever back, here's a random bundle. But at least on the bright side, it did seem like the person who did get their console did get it back, and everyone else that was involved in this. Although I wish there was more details, and I wish there was, like a video or whatever. Not that I like, I like seeing this stuff, but I think we could all collectively agree it's kind of sometimes fun to kind of see the story, what's going on. But this is kind of a reminder for this and the main story of this, because we keep on still seeing these popping up every now and then. We saw a lot of them around the holidays and Christmas and all that stuff. Please be careful. As I mentioned, because this GameStop drop's probably be ongoing for the next few days, as stores will still have stock. Because the store stock seems a little bit lower, it's probably more in it's probably better for you guys to maybe check the store sooner rather than later, especially if you guys are seeing this video, or if you guys want to, we do have like the overall map itself where you guys can see the rough idea and area where all the stores are and all the stocks are, etc., etc. So I would probably say if you guys are still on the lookout for it, I'll maybe talk about it more later on tonight. Keep on checking your stores. We saw a lot of successes and a lot of people not having things stolen. We've had a lot of folks of people not getting in random tussles, and overall just a lot of folks getting their nice console and getting to go home and enjoy their games. And I don't want you guys to get deterred when it comes to walk-in events or deterred when it comes to stuff, because this happens, I don't say a lot, but it happens every now and then. I'm sure it happens even more when it doesn't involve gaming and other different various stores and Walmarts and Targets, etc. And I've covered up a few of these stories up on here from like news articles and stuff these past few months, but it's kind of more scary whenever one of my own subscribers has a chance to see this and witness this and talk about it. I kind of wish I could be like, yeah, there was people like throwing punches, and then like there was like, The Rock showed up or whatever. But at the end of the day, someone just tried to yoink the console, got caught, and thankfully, very, very, very thankfully, everything kind of worked out at the end. But it's always scary. So this is why I always tell you guys, be careful when it comes to third-party sellers, but be careful when it comes to, resellers, Facebook Marketplace, eBay, or whatever. You don't know where the consoles come from. And now at the end of the day, what if someone would have bought, like they got away and they would have had a chance to buy this console, and then someone out there on Facebook randomly bought a stolen console where some random person lost $700 off of trying to buy a bundle for it. It stuff never seems worth it. It always seems a little extra sketchy, and just always be careful. Now, thankfully, like I said, there was people around, there is cops caught things and stuff, at least from everything I was told from the story itself. So just letting you guys all know, just please be extra careful and please be safe. And if you guys do obviously want to, I don't want you guys to be scared or worried about this stuff, because it is more on the tail end of the grind. It's not as hard to get consoles. And I'm sure out of 99% of all these locations, you can probably call your store and it probably have a good time. So I'm just letting you guys all know, just please be careful out there. I always want you guys to just be safe, and I don't want you guys, getting stuff stolen from you, especially if you wait for so long and spend so much money. So letting you guys know, that's about it. Please be careful. Check your stores though. Stock is still rolling on in, and have a good rest of your day. So if we get any more updates, we'll let you guys know. video. But obviously, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 disc, digital console controller. Same thing too as well with those Samsung links down below, where we have the Samsung SSDs are on sale. Highly recommend for your PS5s. Same as well too when it comes to Samsung phones too. On top of that, Twitter and Twitch stream as we mentioned, and of course sign up for Weeble. Deposit $1, get a bunch of free stacking for your money. Same with that Coinbase too as well. And I appreciate you guys so much for watching, and hopefully you guys could be safe. Please stay safe and be careful in dealing with all these folks as well.